You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, NBC soap opera fans. It is Soap Dirt on YouTube, and we have got Days of Our Lives early edition spoilers for the week of June 5th through 9th. We've got 4 big things to talk about. However, if you haven't already, reach down and click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our casting news, spoilers, updates, predictions, all the stuff you need to know about Days of Our Lives, airing on Peacock streaming exclusively now. Okay, 4 big spoilers. Number 1, Chloe Lane vents to Xander Cook. So there's a lot going on with Chloe this week that we're in right now. She has just accepted Xander's job offer to work at The Spectator. And in the Days of Our Lives video promo that NBC put out this week, we saw a little snippet of Xander and Chloe sharing a sweet little kiss. And she's venting to Xander, not at Xander. So I don't think she's venting about that kiss. And I'm super excited to see their chemistry. I think she is going to be on fire about Kristen DiMera being out of Statesville and free to pursue Brady Black. If you remember, Chloe dumped Brady and said, "We can't be together ever again because of your daughter, Reckell Black." Kristen has poisoned Reckell against Chloe to the extent that there's no way to really reverse the damage. And even if Kristen was still in prison, Reckell will still keep hating on Chloe. And now with Kristen back in Salem and back in Rachel's life, well, there's just no way. There's no way. And so I believe that Chloe is going to vent to Xander about Kristen always getting away with everything. And she's not wrong. I mean, Kristen has done so many vile things. She definitely should be behind bars, but she is out. And then everything is even more complicated. There's going to be this kiss soon, but Bonnie Kyriakis just found out that Sarah is pregnant with Xander's baby. She's not buying the story about it being Rex's kid. So I'm wondering if Bonnie would make a beeline to tell Xander since he is part of the family, or if she will listen to Sarah and keep it quiet. But that's all going to get very complicated because it definitely looks like Xander and Chloe are falling for each other. And her venting to Xander, I predict, is about Kristen being out of prison, back in town, and, not a pleasant woman. All right. Our second spoiler for next week, early edition, is Jada Hunter grills Lady Whistleblower, aka Leo Stark. Why is little Leo on the cops' radar? Well, that relates to action happening later this week, the week ending June 2nd, because Leo Stark weasels his way into a room with Colin Bedford, Sloan Peterson's psychotic brother. And if you recall your history about Leo Stark from 6 months ago or so, remember, he got a job working for Paulina Price. He desperately needed money to pay his legal fees to Sloan, and he was working for Paulina, and then Paulina fired him because he opened up the safe to borrow some petty cash, and that's when Sloan saw something in the safe that she got to use against them. So Leo goes to talk to Colin, and he wants to let Colin tell his side of the story for the Spectator because everybody's like, oh, poor Paulina, poor Chanel. Colin has a whole different take on this. He feels certain that Chanel pushed his mother to her death and that Paulina used her power and influence to cover it up. So that is a splashy topic for the Spectator if Xander will let them publish it. That is his ex-wife, after all, Chanel. So we'll have to wait and see. But after Leo talks to Colin, Colin escapes. He goes missing. And then there's another spoiler for this week that Abe Carver goes missing. So my question is, when Colin escapes, does he grab Abe on his way out to keep up the angst of tormenting Paulina? We'll have to wait and see. All right, our third early edition spoiler for Days of Our Lives, the week of June 5th, is Shawn Brady snapping at Belle Black. I mean, poor Shawn, he is just down in the dumps. He's so upset that he shot Bo Brady. But I mean, realistically, he thought Bo was about to shoot his mom, Hope Brady. And so he was doing it in defense of her. Everybody in town has told him that he shouldn't be feeling this way. And he probably wouldn't be feeling as bad about it if his dad had come through it with flying colors. But Bo Brady remains in a coma. And bear in mind, Bo has been believed to be dead for more than a decade by his family. They mourned him, they grieved him, they got past it, and everything's rocking along. And then here it is, oh, Bo's alive, he's psycho, and bang, he shoots him. And so really nobody has gotten the chance to even soak up the fact that Bo is alive, because he might as well be dead in this coma, unresponsive, and it's terrible. And it's just eating at Shawn. And of course, Belle's going to say, this isn't your fault. Don't feel this way. And he's going to lose it. And I do wonder if they are doing this to tear up the marriage of Shawn and Belle. They've had them at odds before. And I think the last time Belle wound up fooling around with DiMera. Of course, EJ's busy with Nicole. So if they are trying to fracture Shawn and Belle's marriage, I wonder where they would be aiming those two partners. Maybe Belle would be aimed at, we're just spitballing here, at Harris Michaels. Steve Burton is back in Salem this week. His character's back to keep an eye on Megan Hathaway, and Harris has been talking to Shawn. He's another one who's been encouraging him not to let this eat away at him. But with Harris being around the house, maybe he and Belle will spark if Belle and Shawn hit the skids. And then as for Shawn, you never know. Gwen's single, there's something. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All right, before we give you our last early edition spoiler for the week ahead on Days of Our Lives, if you've not already, please reach down and click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Days of Our Lives spoilers on Soap Dirt at YouTube. All right, this spoiler, it's all right. Tripp Dalton is back from Seattle. So we have Wendy Shin back in Salem, and she just went out on a date with Johnny, and Leo Stark saw them, and he's realized that she is canoodling with both guys. Leo made a funny joke about her having his brother Lee Shin call him, and oh yeah, he's so cute. So anyway, it's one thing for Tripp to be across the country in Seattle and Wendy kissing him there and then coming to Salem and then kissing Johnny there. But with both the guys in the same town, both of them in Salem, things are going to get uncomfortable. It doesn't seem like there's enough room in this town for two of her potential lovers to be fighting with each other. We'll have to see how that goes. But he is definitely back, and it looks like, as far as we know now, he is staying. And I wonder if the guys are going to have an old-fashioned rivalry and tell her that she can date them both.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.